I know we have photographs from that interdisciplinary seminar. It was wonderful. And the papers from that seminar were captured in the Gender in Caribbean Development, edited by Pat Mohammed and Catherine Shepard. I know Catherine was here. I don't know if she's here today, but Pat, you know. So you can see the threads of our relationship and why this is really a homecoming for us and a family meeting, because we've been together on this path since 1982.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add something briefly about Patricia Mohammed, because I think Pat was a member of the Women in the Caribbean Project research team at the time, and around that same time, the IDS Sussex advertised for a scholarship for someone to attend their program in gender and development, who would then do a course in the Caribbean. So I think Pat attended that course at the IDS Sussex with Kate Young, and then came back and did the inaugural course. That was the course that Elsa referred to. So, yes, yes. All right, co-director, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the inaugural seminar. Yes, yes.
Thank you,
I would
Pat.
just
And
like, sorry,
yes.
Vereen, because I think that we need to acknowledge there were other women.
Yes, I
And
was just
these
about to
women
say
were
that.
very important.
Yes,
Marjorie
yes.
Thorpe was the first coordinator at St. Augustine. Kathleen Drayton
Yes.
was the first coordinator at Cave Hill. And Hermione Mackenzie was the first coordinator at Mona. And these three women worked tirelessly. And I mean, they helped to establish the groups and the work of the groups. They gave oversight to the work of the groups. And so I just think we need to be clear
Yes,
that they
and
were
just,
there.
just to say that it's only because we would be here forever, whilst other women who have played such vital roles have not joined us at the table. But I want to also say, Elsa, it's at around that time in the late 80s that when I arrived at Mona, I became caught up in this revolution and this excitement that had been taking place, and met people like Lynette Vassell, who also revolutionized the history department in terms of her insistence that history should also join the revolution, the discipline of history at Mona, because of course other places had already started. So Barbara, did all of this groundwork make it easier for the work you had to do to take it from CGDS, with the help of others, of course, to IGDS?
Well, let me say, Vereen, that my coming into the CGDS in 1996 was, for me, should I say, a very surprising move? I mean, like
Some
Elsa,
moves are.
like Elsa, I had a science background, gone into education, done professional training, and then moved into the Faculty of Education in the area of curriculum. But I have to say, in 1996, when I was approached about being taken over from Elsa as regional coordinator, I think in many ways I was, should I say, prepared for that. I had already been in the women's movement along at least 3 parallel tracks. My entry into the women's movement was through the church, because, you know, churches have very well organized women's groups. So as a Methodist, I was very involved with Methodist women, and then in 1985 became the president of the Methodist Women in the Caribbean and the Americas, which is a very vast area with 4 language areas and so on. So, and through that, into the World Federation of Methodist Women, that had membership on the UN. So we had a very political, social agenda. So I was already immersed in that. Also went in 1985 as a delegate of Jamaica to the Nairobi conference. So again, had that kind of exposure. Was very involved in the Women and Development Studies groups, having been coordinator for 2 consecutive terms. So going into the center in 1996, I mean, I went with that kind of involvement and experience. So it was a very smooth transition for me. But of course, Elsa had the institutionalization of the center was still very new. So obviously, one had to look very carefully at the mandate now that we were institutionalized. I mean, the Women and Development Studies groups had been involved in teaching, but you know, teaching through existing faculties. Outreach was very strong, and the activist kind of agenda of those groups with the lunchtime seminars and those kinds of activities. A little bit of research coming out of the disciplinary and interdisciplinary seminars, which forced the research in various areas. But I think once we became institutionalized, I think our mandate was now very clearly that we had all these this same 3-pronged program. But I think our mandate now was to establish a credible, well-structured academic offerings. And I think that's where the energy went immediately. And we know that the dynamics changed completely. And of course, it was different on different campuses, because somehow St. Augustine managed very nicely to maintain that activist outreach kind of program, whereas on other campuses, and not Mona, it definitely got suppressed by the greater thrust towards building academic programs. But definitely from where I sat, I saw this as our sort of primary responsibility now that we had been institutionalized. So we started, of course, we still had support from the Netherlands in a slightly different way though, because before we had it through The Hague, through the ISS, now it was through the Netherlands mission to Jamaica. And that sort of curtailed, because whereas before they had funded across all the campuses, now the funding was more narrowly directed to activities that had to go on in Jamaica, although we found ways to subvert that and to include the other campuses. So for example, the diploma program, the non-degree diploma program, was one way in which we found a way to do something that would be Caribbean-wide, campus-wide, across all the centers, and yet funded through that channel. And of course, we then moved from just offering single courses through the Women and Development Studies program to minors. I think the probably a gap that we still have, that I'm still convinced needs to be filled, is jumping from the minor to the graduate programs. So we then developed the taught masters, went into MPhil and PhDs. But interestingly, when we were evaluated externally across all the 3 campuses, a common comment was that we needed to fill that gap at the undergraduate level and move from a minor to a major. There are differences of opinion around that, but I think in that regard we have been successful in terms of building our academic programs. I have to say I'm very saddened by the fact that the diploma program, the non-degree diploma program,